Welcome to Change with Change podcast with Tom and Tamara.
I get money, I got.
It's time to increase your dime.
Mathematics is precise.
Learn how to create wealth and a better future for your family, one small trade at a time.
I'm headed to the bank right now.
Join our epic family and change with change.
Yo, what's up, my good people? It's your boy Tom Swoop, and it's a Monday. I'm on here with my co-host Tamara. Tamara, say hello to the good people.
Hello. How are you guys?
We're good. I mean, that's all you're gonna say. You're just gonna say, hello, how are you? How's your day going?
That is
Huh?
My day is going well.
Okay.
My day is going well.
Good. We got a great show for you people today. I think you guys underestimate the amount of effort and energy we put into getting these great these great guests, to come onto the show. Wesley Hunter, Tamara. Wesley Hunter today. Anything you want to add here, buddy? Okay.
I'm super excited. It seems like I might be having a couple technical difficulties over here. I'm super excited about Wesley Hunter and hearing his story today. It's just amazing how there is still, you hear about felons getting out of prison and having a hard time finding a job. But Wesley Hunter, obviously the exception to the rule, has found a way to not only have a job, but have his own business, and he's bringing people along with him. I think it's amazing.
Okay. Now, something, I don't think, when you read the promotions for the show and everything, and I just want to touch on this real quick, we're not glorifying, I don't even know what he went to jail for. I don't think we're glorifying that. We're more so glorifying or showing attention to the transformation since then. You know what I'm saying? Like what he's been able to do. Like a lot of people, you gotta understand, a lot of people of color, go through these hurdles in life. And a lot of it is, some of it is on purpose, some of it is not, but at the end of the day, it's what you're able to do with yourself afterwards. And a lot of people fail. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have a plan. A lot of people go back to doing what they were doing. I commend him for being able to transform himself into what he is today. And, we're going to get him, on the show and get to talking about his story just in a second. Also, before we get into that, is there something you want to tell people that were on the show last week or watched the show last week, Tamara? No? Yes?
That I still don't have a Change with Change hoodie. Is that what you might be talking about?
What? Is that? Look. Okay, look, people. If you want to Change with Change hoodie, here it is right here. ForexTradingApparel.com. Go on there tonight. You can order yourself a Change with Change hoodie. There's actually a couple more designs. And we'll be dropping new heat probably every other week. So you can get off my neck, though. Okay? Stay off my neck. All right. So let's get our guy on here. Now listen, you have the link. ForexTradingApparel.com, correct? So you're not.
That is correct.
It's not my fault anymore, correct?
I don't know about that one just yet.
Oh,
we'll see.
Why does it have to be my fault?
We'll see.
Okay, we got the phone's ringing. Okay, all right there, Wes. You gonna answer, brother?
Hello?
Wes. What's going on, man? It's the boy Tom Swoop with Tamara on the line. You are on Change with Change podcast. How are you this evening?
I was looking at it through Facebook. You guys gonna be on the phone or through Facebook?
On the phone. On the phone.
Okay. Cool.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, now we've been telling, all of our listeners a little bit about you, but the only person can tell them the best is you. So, I mean, if you could just, start at the beginning and tell a little bit of your story and share with the people and share with us tonight.
Well, first of all, I'll start where you stopped, right? Mm-hmm. And you're absolutely right. I don't mention my past in order to glorify it in any way. I don't say it with pride, but I point to it only because a lot of times what we find in our lives that we perceive to be mountains, it's really the focus, like half full, half empty, right? I've never allowed what my journey has been or my life choices to in any way become a mountain. It was always a molehill. It was a molehill that I had created for myself. If it was a mountain, I knew I would climb it. I had to see the top. I had to get there, right? And so that's kind of been my vision from the beginning. I want to be honest. I want to be clear. I was absolutely guilty. Okay, so this isn't me having a pity party. This isn't me feeling as if I was somebody's victim, because I wasn't. I did what I did, and it was what it was. I paid my price for what I did. In saying that, I'll go ahead and point to it because there's no shame in it, But it was what I went to jail for. What caused me to do so much time. I had 2 counts of murder on police, a bank robbery, and a hostage situation. It was one of the most horrible days of my life because while in the house with that hostage, my father turned on the news. He had a stroke and he never recovered. That was the last image he saw on this planet. Okay, me and my dude was super tight. So when I say I came home and I didn't want to live in my past, it was me having to forgive myself, because also in the car with me that day was my young cousin who never fired a single shot, but yet he was given the same charges and he's currently serving life in prison. And it is my why that I know I need to get him home. The laws have been changed, and so he has room now. In those times, anybody that did anything, everybody was responsible for. So my point is, for me to come home and put that jersey back on, for me to come home and act as if that misery didn't live in my soul, would be a total disrespect to my father and all that he meant to me. It would be a total disrespect to the lesson that God had put before me, right? So I look at like, no matter how much time I did, I was given mercy to even have walked out those gates, because for a long time, even while I was in prison, I think I was 24, 25 years in, and I mentioned to somebody how I was starting to prepare myself to go home. And I was standing around a bunch of comrades who I had been on the yard with for years. And they turned to me and like, I didn't know you had no date. Like literally, I never talked about it. They all thought I had life. They knew the nature of my charges. So they all assumed I had life. I'm like, man, I always had a date. And here was the youngster standing. He said, man, the way you carried around here, I didn't think you was ever going home. My point is that I owned what I did. I never cried about it. I never appealed it. It was what it was. And in that same sense, I knew I also prepared myself for the eventual reality of those gates open. And so I didn't go and get a bunch of tattoos. I didn't go coming home walking like I'm paranoid, can't walk into a room. I didn't even want to embody that in my soul. Like, you know what? Whatever it was is what it was. God's given me this chance, and I want to do everything with it. While in prison, I did. I don't know. I took about 30-something different courses. I don't know how many courses I took, how many certifications I attained. But it was because I didn't know what life was going to bring when I came home. I wrote 32 books while in prison. Again, I didn't know what life was going to be. I just knew I was going to take care of myself and that I wouldn't have a chance to start life over. That's not what happened. You don't get a chance to start life over. You only get one chance to be 18, one chance to be 20, right? But one chance to start life off and take it at a slow pace and gradually build to a point of success. You get one chance at that. And that's why when we speak to our youth, right, we tell them, don't throw away this opportunity. Those are the years of magic. And so having thrown those years away and having come home at the age that I was, and then having to build, it's like, you know what? I missed the chance for the slow build and the early retirement package and all that. I missed that, So, but even then, I came home, I got a job. When I got to the job, I was working for Hertz, the rental car company. Love Hertz for what they did. Man, Hertz does hire ex-felons. They don't hold it against you. They will give you a shot, and I really always put that out there. I mean, I love Hertz for allowing me to put on that uniform. That was the first uniform I put on when I got home. They gave me a job that mattered. And more importantly, I was in the halfway house and I told them, I said, man, in any way possible, I don't want my coworkers to know my past, and that was a little difficult because, of course, you had the supervisors or whatever from the halfway house had to come down there, walk around, take a greeting. They had to meet all the managers, and that's fine. But like I told them, whatever has to happen, has to happen. If the cat gets out the bag, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I don't want to walk on this job site and give these people an impression about me. I want them to get to know me. You know what I mean? And they gave me that room. They gave me that respect. Man, they were about to promote me to management. But anyway, At the time, I was also going to college at night. You know, I was literally getting 3 hours of sleep at night. People saying, "You're doing too much," because I would work overtime. I've always been a hard worker, you know, and all I ever wanted in this life was a job that would pay me my due. That's all I ever wanted. I never looked for a handout. You know what I mean? I never feel like nobody owed me. Just wanted a job that would pay me my due, you know. And so I was working, like I say, average 12 hours. They would have to make me go home. Literally, they would say, "Hey, man, you got to clock out, Wesley. I'm sorry, man. You got to clock out." And then I would leave there and go to college, run back to the halfway house, fall dead for 2 hours or so, and I'm back and I'm out of there and I'm on again, right? Well, finally, and everybody thought I was doing too much. You know, overwhelming yourself. I said, no, I know me. You know, I know me. I know how easy it is to be distracted. I know how hard it is, you know, to overcome those negative forces, which, you know, those desires. Because it's easy for me to go back the way I know. It's easy for me to go knock on a few doors and take a different route. Really easy, right? So it was me. I had to consume myself with the positive. And in doing that, during the pandemic, I got laid off. So, and I'm going to fast forward the story a little bit, but I got laid off during the pandemic and I started doing DoorDash, delivering groceries and that whole sort of thing. Again, wasn't going to sit home and wait for an unemployment check. That's not Wesley. I'm not wrapped that way. Not who I am. So I'm driving 16, 17 hours a day, doing whatever I could, tearing my body up, tearing my car up. And then in the course of that is when I stumbled across the marketing space between Forex education and network marketing. And let me tell you, man, it has been one of the most glorious experiences of my life. And it was about 2 months ago when I had first reached the rank, I was making $1,250 a week. And I was on a Zoom call and somebody was, you know, they were giving me some kind of salute and praise for having made the rank so fast, whatever. It took three months for me to get there. And they were giving me, you know, salute and praise. And, you know, and I remember in that moment, I said, you know, all I've ever wanted in this life was a job that would pay me my due. An opportunity that didn't question me for where I'd been or what I'd done. Right? And so at the end of the day, I said, you know, having walked into this space, it has been the most amazing journey of my life. No one has asked me about my past. Nobody even knew. And I told them on that call, I said, man, y'all didn't know. So I just did 30 years of prayer. And I broke down like a baby. You know what I mean? I said, for once, I feel like King said, you know, I'm being judged for the content of my character and just the way that people have been rocking with me, supporting me. It's just, people can talk about the negatives in this world, but I'll tell you the truth. I have met some wonderful people since I've been home. I have just I have been blessed every step of the way, you know, and it's just been a glorious thing. So even as I rise to these ranks, there's no way I can take credit for it. I mean, it's the team that rocks with me, man. It's Carrie Amy and how she brings me in and her commitment to watching me grow. It's like you having the right business partner. I don't care if they're beneath you, beside you, under you. If you got just one person that you can connect with that's gonna put their all, man. And so I got Carrie Amy and Daniel Joshua. That's, you know, her dude or whatever. Man, we started this. We were babies. We didn't know what we would get into. Neither one of us had any experience. But she called me one night and said, "Wesley, this is what I'm doing with my life, and I want you with me." And it's just been a glorious ride, man. And now she's $20,000 earner. I'm a $10,000 earner in 4 months. It's been a glorious thing, man. And the people that rock with me, you know, the love and support they've shown, I couldn't have done it without them. So man, that's been the ride. Wow.
Man, that's an amazing journey. Just like I said, you know, before you came on, like, you know, the transformation. The one thing I hear that's consistent is the mindset you had is the mindset you have now. You know what I'm saying? Like you basically who you are, the motor that you have to keep you going, to keep you working. You just transition that into, you know, what you doing now. You know what I'm saying? Like you've always had this motor and it's like you just turned it over and now you got it working in this way now that you almost unstoppable because you're using that same energy, that same drive, that same determination, man. That's commendable.
Well, you know what? And that's, you know, so I think Dave jumped on the line and I got a guy by the name of Rodney and we do a show called Excons to Icons. And when we put that show together, that was exactly what we were looking at, bro. It's like, this is the same thing that street hustlers are doing. Street hustlers get up every day, go on the block, got the little rocks in his pocket. He's out there, he's ducking the cops, he's ducking the homies, he's ducking the doctors, but he's out there, you know, right? He's not sleeping for days, you know, starting from the bottom. He knows what it means to invest in his own business, and when he got to go recap, he knows what that energy is. You know, it's like even the girl that's out there on the corner. She knows what it is to sacrifice herself and go all in to get what she needs to get them both bills paid. I mean, so that's why we brought the show. I was like, man, the people that we need in this opportunity are people who see it and say, "Oh my God," you know what I mean? As opposed to those who walk in here and with this negative mindset, because they're going to prove themselves right. If they believe it to be negative, they're going to prove themselves right, and they're going to make it hard every step of the way. But when you find people like us who have lived on the margins of society, who have never had the opportunity to really try to make $100,000 a year, I mean, just from sharing and inviting people to a great opportunity. I mean, when they walk in here, they go crazy. It's like, oh my God, it's like kids at the candy store. You know what I mean? And that's the people that we wanted to reach out to. So you're right. It's the very same energy. And that's why we look at that young dope dealer who on the block giving his all. Then he starts to have a little money. We say, man, you know you a natural businessman. Don't you understand what you can do with that energy legit? And that's what we say to them with this, man. You bring that in here, bro, your life changes forever. Like, and you don't have to duck no buckshot. You ain't got to duck no handcuffs. Right. Like, come on, bro, let's go.
Right. And that, you know, like I said, and the thing is, I say this about everybody so far that we've had on the show. Like, I mean, Terry, Danielle, I mean, Joel, like when you look at your story and how your story impacts a person, and you really see that you're actually changing a person's life. And it's like, you know, I mean, I know you probably got a story of somebody you didn't just totally did a reversal on, like they just didn't know they could do it. And right. I just feel like, man, it's what you're doing. Like, I don't even know you, like I told Joel, I don't even know if you know how powerful what you're doing is, like, in the world, and just putting it out there. You know, you're changing people, like, consistently, like people right now who are listening to this show for the first time, hearing your story for the first time. And, you know, maybe they didn't know that they could do something different. Maybe they didn't know they can modify or pivot. You know what I'm saying? But your story is waking somebody up. You know what I'm saying? I hope you know what you're doing.
Right. Well, you know, and that's the truth, right? I mean, it's very true. I mean, here it is, right? Some people will hear the story and they'll be inspired, and that's what we look for. I'm looking for people, you know, people that's heard me talk. You know, they always say, I'm looking for a beast. I'm looking for a beast. I mean, I'm pretty looking. That's what I'm looking for. People that are so hungry that they stop at nothing. I'm constantly posting pictures like that picture. Everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to be one. Or, you know, at the same time, everybody wants to be a business owner until it's time to be one. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to want to wear that title. It's another thing to actually do what it takes. You know, I was using the analogy of Ali. You know, we can all celebrate his victory when his hands go in the air. But think about the hours that it took, the training, the time when his body told him no, but he still pushed himself and had to go. You know, it's a lot that goes into that moment. And we have to understand sometimes that moment can be real ugly, it can be real painful, but the victory at the end is worth it all. You know, it's the same thing when we stood up on that football field or whatever warrior goes into battle, right? You got to go, give it your all, leave it all on the land. And if it's in your spirit, if that's who you are, it's going to show up everywhere you are. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just that simple.
You know, Tamara, what did you had said something, you had a quote or something from something you had heard he had said on another show. What was it?
Yes. Even last night, Wesley, when you were talking, you mentioned that being updating, one of the first things you should do is fire your upline. Do you mind telling us what you meant by that?
Yeah. So, you know, and that was, of course, I think Mark Sterling said originally. But what it meant was simply that when you come in here, you are independent business owner. Your success and or failure is purely determined by you. You know, so I used an example in that post. I think that was last night. I used an example in that post. You know, it's like if I'm walking on the prison yard and I watch two dudes kiss, and I'm sorry if I use a rough example, but I said if I walk on the prison yard and I see two dudes kissing, or I walk by a cell and watch them doing something I may not know otherwise agree with, it don't affect me. It's not my business. It's not my journey, right? So my point is, whatever, I was giving a response to what somebody was saying about how they felt, you know, a little bit disappointed or whatever regarding what people in higher earning positions have done and or aren't doing. And like I said to him, the bottom line is, if when you fire your upline, you understand it doesn't matter what that person next to you does. It doesn't matter what that person, like I said, walking that track or in that next cell. That doesn't concern you. The only thing that really concerns you is that, number one, you get your paycheck each week. Number two, you do the work that's required of you. And as long as you do those expectations, and I can understand, it's just like having a brother like me, right? Who I was the black sheep in my family. I can understand the sense of disappointment. Like, man, I wanted so much more for you. I can understand you feeling that way, but me feeling that way doesn't alter my course in a way that just because you chose something different for your life, because you decided to go whatever doing with you, doesn't in essence filter down to me, right? Now, it's a beautiful thing. I was having that conversation with one of my teammates today. You know, it's a beautiful thing when you do find somebody, like I said, Kerry Amy and Daniel Joshua, who I can tell you, I can call them people. I don't care what time of day or night it is. If one don't answer the phone, I'm calling the other one. Somebody's going to answer. If they sleep, they're going to wake the other one up and hand the phone up. Because they know me. I call whenever about whatever if it's important, right? So, but I'm the same way for them. It's wonderful when you build a team like that. It's like what you guys got, right? There's a yin and yang to it. It's like having a partner when you work out at the gym. You need somebody that pushes you to say yes when your body says no, you know? And so having a business partner is not really determined by their earning rank. It's not really determined by whether or not they sent you their link. It's determined by the amount of time, the amount of energy, the amount of money, the amount of, strategy that they put into helping you to succeed. That is your business partner, wherever you find that person. You know what I mean? And so when I say fire your upline, I think people need to get out of the concept that they feel like, well, because of my upline, I expect certain things from you. You know, I'm your upline, not your father. Now, I brought you into an experience, and I'm willing to help you every step of the way. But don't go looking at me, well, I need 5 people. You need to give me 5 people. Like, whoa, wrong conversation, wrong cat.
Right, right.
And that's what I mean. If we go in with the understanding that everything that we do, and don't get me wrong, it's beautiful when an upline is able to, drop you some love, and it happens. Don't get me wrong, I've done it on several occasions. When I'm able to drop some love, that's one thing. But for you to come in with expectations that that's supposed to happen, like, whoa. And that's what I mean. We have to get out of that expectation because when we do that, we set ourselves up for disappointment, and then we go through it when we feel victimized by the opportunity instead of the promise of the opportunity.
So tell us a little bit about, Excons to Icons.
So Excons to Icons, like I said, that's Gabe, Rosnick, and myself. And it's just a show where it was born from the fact that there's a brother. He's with Global FX. Brother named Travis Jackson, right? He's always on, and he does a lot of live streams. And we both were talking because he did 20 years in prison. He had a journey. He's always giving inspirational live streams or whatever. And so he and I had connected some time back, but really it came from that moment when I felt comfortable in my space to finally admit that I had done that time, and just the overwhelming support that I got, the response that I got, and then how many other guys that mentioned, because there was really another guy from North Carolina was the first one mentioned it that day on that Zoom, which, encouraged me to even come out and say what I said. But it was amazing the amount of support that we got. Nobody judged us. They welcomed us. They saluted us. I thought to myself, man, how awesome it would be for others to experience this. And so that's where it was born from. And then carrying forward, as I've talked to different guys who've done time and so forth, I just thought, man, this is the space for us. Okay. And so I can tell you going forward, I have reached out. I'm supposed to be trying to do something with the sheriff's department to go out and present the opportunity for people coming home from the county jail as soon as this corona thing clears up enough. I've reached out to a mega church. I'm supposed to go down and try to present to them and their audience because, they have a group they want to present to who come from the streets, and they do some inspirational stuff. So they've actually come out and speak for them. I've also spoken. I'm still on parole, right? So I've spoken to my parole agent about it. And so anyway, it was a beautiful, I'm going to tell you one of the most beautiful moments I've had so far in this journey with Excons to Icons. It was a woman contacted me on Telegram, and she asked me if I would do a show for her. She had a special idea. She wanted to do a special segment of Excons to Icons, and if my team and I would be available to do it, right? And I'm like, okay, well, sure, we can take a look at it. And so then she told me that she had been a correctional officer for over so many years, right? 20-something years, she had been a correction officer. And so her passion was, because she had worn the uniform for so long and she saw how crippled men came home, the challenges they had, her passion was she wanted to offer this opportunity to a lot of the ex-cons who were still on her page. And I'm like, man, how beautiful is that? I mean, here it is,
right.
a guy who's done 30 years, this woman who's worn this uniform for over 20-something years. And like I told her, I appreciate the fact that she still, even in the job, she's talking about how she used to go home some days crying after she's seen what happened to guys in prison or whatever. And I just praise her for never allowing her soul to become so callous that she forgot the humanity of us as people. And that's the same thing I say to myself. People always say, man, even when I was in prison, man, you so positive, man. How can you be so positive all the years? I said, well, the first thing, I don't see myself as a victim. Let's get that part clear. And I'm clear to state that every time, right? I'm nobody's victim. I made decisions. And those decisions led to eventual outcomes. So the first thing is we got to take ownership. But having said that, I have to be very honest. There are real challenges coming home, and so forth. And society has, and that's why I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell people because here's what I tell you all the time. They was going to come, I did these 7 years, man, this whole out here, these people don't want to. I said, look, bro, every time you do that, every time you use your incarceration as a tool, you leave it open for people to use it as a weapon.
Right.
And that's what happens, right? I can tell you, I recently had a situation that was really challenging to me. And it was because of somebody who, I won't call them family, but somebody within my familial circle brought that up. Like, nobody cares if you did so much. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm not going to let you stand here and attack me with that. I've never used it as an excuse. I've never used it as a court. You will not sit here and use that as a weapon against me. Not at all. You see? And this is why I tell people, when we do use it as a crutch, when we use it as an excuse for our struggles, when we tell people we can't walk into a room and we act all sheltered, we're opening the door for others we're empowering others to use it as a weapon against us. And in the meantime, it's just like when we look at network marketing. We're crippling ourselves mentally. We're crippling ourselves mentally by thinking this thing is impossible. Same thing for network marketing. We do it. We say, oh, it sounds like a pyramid scheme. We are crippling each other mentally. Like, dude, get out your own way. So Excons to Icons was reach out to give those men and women on the margins of life an opportunity. So I was telling you said, why was it born? I was on a Zoom one day. I was asked to do a private Zoom. There were like 15, 20 people coming to the Zoom. And this was right shortly after I had shared the truth of my journey. And so the person who invited me to the Zoom texted me right before the Zoom and said, hey, we got such and such. The pastor's wife is about to come on. So you might not want to mention your story. I'm not sure how she would feel about that. I'm like, so what? I got to stand here and hide in my truth because of somebody? Like, I respected that moment. But I remember that entire Zoom call. I never felt like myself. I gave a simple pitch. I only showed the product. And then when I got off the Zoom, I didn't care where they signed up because I don't want to be around people who can't receive and accept me for who I am. You follow what I'm saying?
I definitely do.
If that's what it took to get this person signed up, then I couldn't care if they signed up. But I did my job as I was asked to. But when we did Excons to Icons, we put it out with explicit lyrics, explicit content. We used explicit examples. We don't, you know what I mean? We got Gabe put together our own little rap with me, him, and Biggie on the rap. Rosnick, we all do our own little rap. We come in with that hip hop vibe. We speak to our crowd in a language and in a way that they can understand. You know what I mean? So that's what Excons to Icon was. It was our way of saying this is going to be a different kind of Zoom. This is going to be a different kind of opportunity call because we're talking to a different group of people.
I can dig that.
Instead of having the church version, we gave the hood version.
I can dig that because it's like if you know what you're getting into from the beginning, that's just what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe a dude told you that. That's wild. He wanted you on there for you, but didn't want you to be you.
Man, you couldn't put that no better. Goodness gracious. I love that one. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy. Man, I definitely commend everything y'all have done. To me, I mean, it's just amazing because it's like I personally, and everybody listen to this call, personally has a family member, a loved one, somebody who then came home and, you know, it's the same thing like almost coming home from war. Is adjusting back to society is a hurdle. And it's like, it's not a lot of stuff set up for them. Like how you was talking about with Hertz. Like a lot of people don't know what jobs actually hire, you know, felons. So it's like you bumping your head, just interviewing with people and you know, it's tough. And it's like, you know, for you to transform as honestly, as quickly as you did. And, you know, I mean, I can go on for days, man. You literally get a clap from me, bro. You get the clap from me.
And I want to say this, and this is another point I want to make, right? And it's a very important point, is a lot of it is what we perceive to be the truth. I'll tell you, for instance, DoorDash doesn't hire felons. I mean, we all heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they hired me. See, but if I would have listened to that, and if you did a Google search, it's going to tell you it doesn't hire felons. I'm going to be straight up, because I want people to know. You know what I mean? The thing is, my felony was so, it only goes back like 7 years on the conviction. So my conviction was so old, it no longer showed. So I was able to, I mean, I understand DoorDash being, you got to be security conscious and so forth. So for those people who order DoorDash are probably like, oh my God, right now. But here's this, right? It allowed me a chance in the midst of a pandemic to find a way to provide for my family and pay my bills. I love DoorDash. I started doing shit, you know, delivering groceries. And now, don't get me wrong, Instacart and them, they looked at my past, they said, no, But there were a few who gave me an opportunity anyway. So anybody that's out there that thinks they know the answer, somebody's telling you what the company is, look, try it, man. I'm going to tell you, when people get, man, them driving jobs ain't going to hire you, people were telling me that. I said, well, all they can do is tell me no. I filled out for about 15, 20 jobs. I got 2 or 3 of them. I got Postmates, I got ship delivery, and I got DoorDash. And I'm going to tell you, man, I drove like crazy. I was making like $1,500 a week. You feel what I'm saying? And I am so happy them jobs gave me an opportunity, man. It was a pandemic. Nobody was hiring anywhere. I mean, so that was my saving grace, man, until I merged into this.
Man, bro, I it's just, and the thing is, you so right. People will listen to somebody who's just uninformed, don't know nothing, but since they shot you down, it's like they just lay down. Well, so-and-so, like, they wouldn't hire you. You got a felony. Oh, well, I guess they won't. No, go see, apply, see what they say. Right. They got to tell you no. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me no.
Right. You can't go off of this person who's not employing you. You got to go find out from the horse, you know, from the horse's mouth or whatever. Man, I get it. You know, I get it. That's still frustrating for me.
And that's why I say it. A lot of it comes, like you said, a lot of it, we use PTSD as the example. A lot of us do come home from prison wounded. We come home feeling like we got a foot on our neck and we can't do anything. And so what happens? We prove it to be true. It's like walking in network marketing. You feel like you can't find 3 people. So what do? You prove it to be true. See, I knew I couldn't find 3 people. Everybody else, see, you're going to find your truth wherever it is. You feel interested. But here's this. You can only find opportunities by putting in work. People like to always turn to God, right? Well, God can't bless an inaction. You have to take action. If you want God to bless any course that you take, you have to first take a measure towards that course. He's not going to get you up. Somebody's going to knock on your door and offer you a dream of a lifetime. You have to go out there and do the work, and then he'll bless that path if that's the path he chooses for you. So I think people, you know, we like to turn to God, and we use God, you know, in our quotes or whatever. But here's the thing, you know, people say, well, God, please show me something to do. I'm so tired of working, Lord. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Say it.
See, what you saying ain't fitting your action. Because if you're tired of working 2 jobs and barely getting by, the kids is barely eating, the bills is barely getting paid, if you tired of it, what are you doing to make a difference? I'm telling you, we are the second highest paid career profession in America. So how come you ain't hit nobody's inbox? I mean, like, don't tell me you tired if you're not getting up to do the work that's required. And then go and blame it on God. God, I sure wish you would show me. He done showed you the opportunity. He done sent a rowboat. He done sent a boat. He done sent a plane.
Say it.
He done sent a bus. Right. Your brain keeps telling you, no, that ain't the one for me. Well, then keep standing out there in the rain and complaining because the truth is you enjoying your pity party. So go huddle up in the corner with the rest of your partners and y'all all compare notes on how hard life is. That's not Wesley's crew. I don't rock with that crew. Don't call me with no pity party. Wesley ain't hearing it. I've been through way too much to be sitting here listening to me. Well, I don't know you. You got to know more people than I know after 30 years. You got to.
Mm-hmm. And I remember a person once told me, like, it's what is it? It was, you can't like put like you. It's sort of what you said about the upline. If they can help you, that's great. But you can't depend on another person's hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't wait for somebody to hustle for you. It don't work like that. Like, you got to get out there and grind for yourself. You got to make those contacts. You got to make those calls. You got to put in that work. And a lot of people get shut down because maybe that's not their personality trait. But I mean, it's still little simple things.
We do a lot of training calls. We do Zooms all day long, 4 or 5 Zooms all day long. There's training calls. Like I got a training call in about 2 hours. We do training, and it's a builder's call on how. And I got a recorded Zoom. I give people, this. I show people this is how I did it. Every step of the way. This is people want to know. Well, how did Wesley get 800 people to run under him in 3 months? This is how I did it. You know what I mean? Here, I'm not. It's kind of like when a woman's baking a cake. I've given you the recipe. So if you're gonna sit in that kitchen and keep complaining about how come you don't know how to make a cake, that ain't my fault, right? Mm-hmm. Or they'll sign up and they'll say, "Well, if I sign up, you gonna put people under me?" Like, really? What kind of spoiled mentality is that, right? I don't know what kind of parents you had, but I'm talking theoretically. I don't know what kind of parents that person had, but apparently something has left them with a crippled spirit that thinks the world's supposed to do for them. That's not an independent business owner. That's not an independent business owner. I use the donut shop all the time. If you just open a donut shop, you can't expect that the first week you're going to make a profit. Mm-hmm. You cannot expect that the first week everybody's going to be running your donut shop. You're going to have to get up. You're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to wipe tables. You're going to have to till. You're going to have to go out there and you're going to let people know your donut shop exists. And then you're going to slowly start to sell donuts. That's the nature of an independent business owner. Mm-hmm. It's almost like pushing an old stick here. It takes some effort. It can be a little bit of a struggle. But then what happens, it just gains traction and it takes off. And it usually happens when you find 1 or 2 people in each one of your network, your legs, who feels what you feel and want what you want. And it might not be the first person that you bring on. That first person on your first leg may not be the one that gets the fire. It can be somebody 20 levels deep, and that person gets right. And I said, I'm always looking for another way. And when I'm looking, I'm like, what's this? Who is this over here putting on? Oh my God, who is that? I mean, I'm definitely gonna get on the phone. I'm gonna do whatever I can to help whoever I can. But when I see somebody come in with that kind of fire, I can't do nothing but make myself 100% available. Why? Because they show me desire. They show me the push. That is a leader. I don't care who he came in under. That is a leader. This dude is a boss. I'm like, man, look at this. And usually they shoot right past the ranks of the people who came in before, right? You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. That's the independent business owner. Anybody can open the doors and put a name on top of the building. But not every business is going to succeed. And that's why most of them fail within the first 3 to 5 years. Everybody wants to have a baby, but everybody ain't ready to raise one.
Right.
So, right.
Just having a desire that doesn't give you the fire.
Look, I appreciate everything you done said tonight, man. I want to thank you for coming on the show. Man, you gave it to them how they needed to hear it tonight. I commend you again, brother. And we got to get you on again because I got a feeling you about to hit 20K real soon. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to. Man, I'm looking forward.
Loan me $7.
If I do, you better trade with it.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Once again, Wes, man, I want to thank you for coming on. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Wesley.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Wes, he gave it to us, Tamara. He gave it to us. You wasn't ready.
Yes, he did.
You wasn't ready for Look, you wasn't ready.
Man.
And he's so right about people and their approach. You know what I'm saying? And right. The lack of hustle and then wanting another person to hustle for you, but then you still want the reward of the hustle.
Right.
That makes nowhere, no how. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. And when you got you know what I'm saying? Like I do it like we talked about this before. You know, the whole teaching people how to trade and then teaching people how to recruit. It's 2 different sides. And sometimes that's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we've talked about that in the past. But you just can't be on the one side and then worried about the other side and what people are doing when you know you're not doing anything. If that makes any sense.
I totally agree. Yes, yes.
Marlo
And I really
talking
think
about
that,
where his
like
hoodie.
you said,
Look, Marlo talking about where his hoodie at. But what is it? What's the address, Tamira? What's the address?
Forex Apparel. Forex
Come on, say it right.
Apparel.com.
No. Marlo, here it is, right here. ForexTradingApparel.com, where you can get quality hoodies that are inspired by Forex trading terms. All righty. Get your hoodie tonight, player. Look, we got our next caller on here. My boy Mark. He about to be on here in a second. Let's get him on the line. Let's get him on the line real quick. Phone ringing. I'm excited. I like Mark's story too. It's sort of similar to Wesley's.
Let's get him on the line.
Mark, you gotta turn it off, bro. You gotta turn it off. Turn off the background.
Yeah, all day.
Okay. What's up, Mark?
Chilling, you all right?
We good. Yo, we got my boy Mark on here. Mark, you want to give him your whole name? And I don't know if you want me to give him your other name, but I'm just gonna, tonight I'm just gonna say, if you don't want me to say, go ahead and say.
All right. Well, my government, Mark Rodney Hodges Jr. Don't laugh, but everybody call me me.
Okay. They call you who?
Yeah. Me, Measly Yo.
Measly Yo. All right, Mees. All right, tell us your story with the whole Forex thing. Start at the beginning and bring me up to where we at right now.
All right. So my journey started in 2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
By a friend of mine, Brandon Ubi Hayes. So he presented this to me quite a few times during that year, but I just shrugged it off. I thought it was, a scam. I was doing what I was doing. You know what I mean?
What were you doing? What were you doing, brother?
I was hustling.
Okay, there we go. All right, he was hustling.
Yeah, I was pretty profitable with it too, man. But a little backstory on that. What made me go to Forex? My fiance, she was like, she wanted me to make a change, and then two of my cousins got locked up, and I lost a whole lot of money, like a whole lot. I was about to cuss, but I didn't know if I could or not. But so it was like it was time for a change. So I tried a couple of different things, and with the houses, real estate. I even tried to get a job with a Coca-Cola, and I got mad because I seen a pallet that was like one pallet in the Acme with my whole paycheck. I'm like, the math didn't right to me, and I was used to getting fast money, so I didn't like none of that. Now, not saying that I was lazy or nothing, but I just didn't like. I don't even know how to put this. It just seemed like I was getting pennies or peanuts. You know?
Yeah, it goes back to like what Wesley was talking about previously on the call. Like you already got like a hustler's mentality. So the fact that you were able to pick up on that pallet and that cost and that time per hour and what you was actually spending to actually be at that job, that's what you caught. And you was like, you know what? This don't add up for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, so it didn't sit right in my spirit at all. So Hoobie kept trying to do this. I'm like, man, all right, this some Ponzi scheme type shit. Sorry about that, bro. It's some Ponzi scheme type stuff. So I'm like, all right, man, whatever, man. So I let it go. And then October, November of 2019, he was like, it's blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. So I went in and did it, and I was supposed to do a demo account. And so I did a demo account for like a week, and then they started talking about, recruiting people and all of that. That part of the game, I didn't want no parts of it at all.
Mm-hmm.
All I want to learn how to trade and get to that bag, right? So, man, I did a demo for like a week. I put $5,000 in my account, and then I made like maybe $2,000-$3,000 that following week. I was like, this is about to be the easiest money I've ever gonna make in my life.
Right.
Following week, I blew the account, bro. Lost it all. Every penny. Every penny. Right? So that right there, I'm like, all right, yeah. So this nigga God damn it. My bad. So this dude done sold me a dream. I knew it was a Ponzi scheme. I knew it was wrong, right? So I did. Then I started doing my homework. I'm like a kind of a nerd on Tuesdays, right? So I started reading and doing all what I had to do. So I'm like, all right, the foreign exchange been around for decades, right? It's like old as my grandparents. I get it. So it's legit, right? So I'm like, okay, now I felt I was defeated, but I don't like to feel defeated. So now I gotta get to this bag now. So I literally went all in, bro. I bought a few books. I bought The Naked Forex. I bought Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, Think and Grow Rich. And then I had a couple mentors that was helping me out as well. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I'm like, okay, if I could make 2,500 in a couple of days, not knowing what the hell I was doing, I can do this consistently over time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I just focused on the trading side. I didn't focus on bringing people in at all. That was none of my attention. And the few people that did end up coming, it was like, all right, what you doing? They're like, put me on. I'm like, I don't move that bag no more. They're like, yes, you do, nigga. You lying. I'm like, I swear I don't. But then I started showing them what I was doing. And then a few people was like, okay, so it's legit. So then I started, I put them on. And then we had this is copy and paste. You know how I go, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then this is something else too. I did not like that. Now that's just me. So I wanted to be the signal caller. I'm like, I'm good enough to do this as well. So then I just start studying.
Mark, real quick, before you continue, can you drop those books one more time, because that's what they're asking for in the chat.
All right, Trading in the Zone, and that's the author of that is Mark Douglas, and basically that book is telling you the psychological side of trading. Hold on a second, my fiance and son just walked in. Hey yo. That is about the psychological side of trading. So, my nigga, chill. Damn it, I'm sorry, bro. I can't cuss and stuff. All right, so trading in the zone is just like mental discipline, because you gotta be able to take your losses as well as you can take your wins. And if you can't do that, then maybe trading isn't for you, or you need some more help to get to that mindset, because trading is more of a mindset than anything else. The second book is The Naked Forex, and The Naked Forex is by Walter Peters and Alex McCritton. I hope I said his name right. That book is just giving you maybe 6 or 7 different trading strategies. All right. And that book is good to know them all, but once you do read this book, just take 1 or 2 and try to perfect those, because you don't want to be erratic and just all over the place while you're trading, because then you won't have no bullseye type of mentality. You're just going to be all over the fucking place, and you don't want to do that. And then the third book that I recommend is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The concept that he put in that book, you can apply to trading, you can apply to hustling, you can apply to putting it into a podcast or a radio show, or if you want to build fireplaces, you can put it into that as well. It's just giving you a mindset to, just giving you affirmations and just putting you in the right place where you can grow mentally. And I actually needed all 3 of those. And I wish I had read them sooner.
So,
but it helps me out. Go ahead.
No. Like, just taking back from where I paused you at. You didn't want to do the copy and paste. You felt like you had the skill level to be the signal caller, and you wanted to, and you didn't send me them sheets, and your signals do be popping. So, like, but just go back and that point where you was like, you knew you wanted to be the signal caller.
All right. Well, my background, I didn't trust a lot of niggas, so I didn't know these people who I was getting the signals from. So, shit, I ain't trust them. So I'm like, I trust myself more than anybody else. So learn how to do it yourself. And that way I had 100% trust in my wins or losses. And I didn't like to put nothing in nobody else. So if I took a loss on a particular trade because I took a signal, which does happen, like this game isn't 100% accuracy. It's not guaranteed. You're going to lose probably as much as you win, but we can get into that part in a second. But I didn't want to put no blame onto nobody else. Like, even though it would have been my blame, I pressed that button. I took that trade, but I wanted to be the ones to understand how to analyze this market and analyze this pair and the reason why I took this trade and to get into it like that. Because if I was going to be successful in it, in my opinion, that was the only way I was going to be successful. When I got that bag, I got the bag and I moved it. I ain't put it in nobody else's hands. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
So I same way.
So, like, just from where you at, you know what I'm saying, from then to now, what would you say would be the 3 biggest things you would tell somebody new to trading? And, you know, what would you give? What advice would you give somebody?
First and foremost, be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you won't be a millionaire overnight unless you hit the Powerball. Good luck with that. So, you have to be patient. Second thing is, people say they don't, they tired of working or need something else for them or and all of this. Well, I'm gonna tell everybody like this: working for yourself, even if you're doing forex, and if you're really gonna do forex, like and go in and study and learn and be very, very good at it, it's gonna take a little bit of time. That comes with patience, but you have to understand that in every game it's gonna be losses and it's gonna be wins, and you just can't be depressed over your losses. You can't just celebrate your wins. You have to be even keeled throughout all of this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, and it's going to take time doing it. Another thing that I will probably say is my trading account would not look like yours. So if I'm telling you to make a modest 10% per week, your 10% won't look like mine because I've been trading for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to understand that there's a difference and there's different levels to it. And a lot of people get frustrated very soon after a loss or over leveraging and taking those type of L's.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but those would be the things that I would tell folks. So off with.
You got anything for him, Tamara?
Yes, I was wondering, what was your biggest loss, and what was your biggest gain as you were learning for the last year?
My biggest loss was more than my biggest gain. My biggest loss was in one day when I blew my account, and that was like almost $8,000. My biggest gain was about $5,000 in a day, $5,000 in a day. But that don't happen every day though. Now, what I would say, if you got $1,000 in your account, be cool with getting 10%, maybe 20 of that a day if you're aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you got $1,000 in your account, you could take 2 trades, get 50 pips on each trade, boom, $100 for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You good. It's easier said than done for sure, but you gotta think of it like that. And in a 5-day period, that's $500.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's growth. It's all about growth and patience. And that's something I had to learn. And to be truthful, on the personal side, trading taught me more about patience than my 6-year-old did.
Yeah. Right.
I can dig that. I
tolerate my 6-year-old, but if I'm not patient and I'm losing money, that is something I can't tolerate. So I had to become patient. And then Tom, you put something in my ear the other night too. Like I said, I wasn't this journey was really just a journey for me. It wasn't something that I planned on sharing with other people. It was just, I like to get to the bag, and this was the closest thing to dope boy money that I seen that I do. You know what I'm saying? So it feels like a natural fit for me. But and I want to back up 1 second too. For all those people who want to work for themselves, have their own business, and you're tired of clocking in, I'm gonna tell you this shit 100. Regardless if you're in the street or you're trading, you're gonna put in more hours doing what you love than working for somebody else. But it's not gonna feel like working because you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I be on Zooms now, just my cousins, my family, my aunt. I just be trying to help people grow, or anybody that calls me. I just be trying to help people grow. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I tell them? What I was telling them is teach your kids this skill, and we fair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But a bug that you put in my ear, it's a different level too. So I get the other side, but the other side wasn't my side. But it's like, you can't have the ice cream without the cone, I guess.
Right. I totally, like, you know what I'm saying? I try to tell people that, like, I've been an entrepreneur. I tell people, if you really know me, and I had a good job, you know what I'm saying? I had a really good job. I made good money, had great benefits. But I knew it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I just knew from, I used to go to work with people, and they'd be like, oh, I'd be like looking at them like, man, I can't wait to leave this place. Like, and
Right.
it's like, cause it was never me. And it's like, being an entrepreneur, yeah, like I worked way more hours, you know what I'm saying, developing my businesses. But it, like you said, if you're passionate about it and it's what you love, it doesn't even feel like you're doing extra work. And I've never, I doubled my income the first year that I became an entrepreneur, and I ain't looked back since. And, even with this opportunity here of trading, it's just another stream of income for me. And I just want people to shake those shackles of, I'm not saying every job is, trash or nothing like that. What I'm saying is it's okay to make more money. It's okay to have like a surplus of income, you know what I'm saying? To create another skill set so you can teach your kids it's people who are teaching their kids how to do this at 7 and 8 years old. So when they get to like 16, 17 years old, like they legit traders.
Yeah, I'm teaching my boy now. He's 6. He can spot out a head and shoulders formation.
See, look at you. And it's like, I just commend, you for doing that, and the people who are doing that. And it's just, we got to just move and wake up. Like, and I feel like what I said on the show last week is like, as people be like, oh, these people be on Robinhood, don't know what they doing, or, buying Bitcoin, don't know what they doing. Yes, there's going to be some ignorance. There's going to be some ignorance, but we still learning, and we adapting, and it's going to become more familiar. And 5-10 years from now, this is going to be commonplace. We're going to be shaking and moving. We're going to have Forex skills. We're going to have stocks and bond skills, because the thing is, they never taught us this.
Exactly.
They never taught us. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
And I really, you told me I can start it now, but I really want to start with these kids, man, on the grassroots foundation, like 7, 8 years old, and bring these kids in. And kids idolize sports figures, rappers, and things like that. And the closest thing they see in their environment is dope boys. Mm-hmm. So we can show them something different. Like, you can live like that without having to carry a pistol everywhere. Well, you may still have to carry a pistol, but you ain't got to look over your shoulder for over the police. And shit, you might have to do that too. But you get what I'm saying.
I get where you going in an ideal world. Yeah,
it's a different way. So we got to start young with these kids, man, and teach them about how to balance their checkbook. If they making $20 an hour, pay yourself that 10% first, and then let's get these bills. Mm-hmm. And just teach the way. You know what I'm saying? Because you just can't teach an old dog new tricks and expect somebody to come in and just like, oh yeah, you're right. If their mind not there, so we got to establish that in their minds at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm feeling you, man. You know something, Mark. We gotta talk because for one, Mark may end up being one of the hosts on the show. FYI, everybody. So yeah, we got to talk, man. I want to thank you for coming on though tonight. We about to wrap it up, but man, you said what?
I didn't know that. I said that was news to me too.
Oh no, you know how I just spring stuff on people like boom. Guess what? Your show now. But yeah, man, we gonna have to talk. But yeah, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing tonight. Is there anything you wanted to ask me before we get off, Tamara?
One quick question. What is your favorite currency pair, indice, crypto to trade?
My favorite two pairs to trade is the pound versus US dollar and USD CAD.
Okay.
I keep a nice little piggy bank in Bitcoin as well, and especially since y'all know that Tesla just put 1.5 billion in that this morning. It shot through the roof at 7 a.m. and now Apple is also may be a player into putting into Bitcoin too. So if y'all in Bitcoin, I would have.
That's
Look,
some news for you.
Look, listen.
Hey, yo, so, and this is no financial advice. I am no position at all to give y'all financial advice. So if y'all take these trades, do not come back looking at the boys positive. Remember, I do keep it stressed.
Hey, listen, if you're not doing it right now, it's your fault. Like, it's really your fault. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like everybody has access to Bitcoin right now, whether it's Cash App or Robinhood or Coinbase. So if you don't have access and you need access, I'll have a referral link in the description. But believe me, it's our time right now. It is the retail investor's time to make a few coins. So once again, Mark, man, I want to thank you for coming on. Man, yeah, this is just the beginning, though. This is just beginning. What'd you say?
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Oh yeah, man, appreciate you, Tamara.
Thank you.
Oh, before we get off, real quick, I do want to just let everybody know Wednesday morning we will be having copy and paste. If you're in the Akron area, Cleveland area, even Columbus, like we might have some people who want to drive up. We're going to be doing hands-on training to show you how to copy and paste trades into your demo account or your live account. Just text coffee to 330-642-3125. Once again, that's 330-642-3125. And we are out. Go ahead. What you got to say something real quick?
Yeah, let me know the time. I'll come help.
Okay, 8:30. We're gonna be at Beanhead Brothers. 8:30 Wednesday morning. It's today's Monday in most countries. Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Yep, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Right. Wednesday at 8:30. You know what I'm saying? Just meet us up there. We're gonna be up there, me and a few of the brothers, man. And we're gonna try to help some people get some hands-on training. Cause the biggest thing with getting people on board is to get them trading. Get them familiar with, learning. So we will see y'all next week.
If y'all coming up there, download MetaTrader 4 before y'all come. It'll make our job a whole lot easier.
Yes. See, that's why I said Mark about to host the show. I can go on vacation. I can do other things. You know what I'm saying? Mark can just come host the show. Okay?
Don't forget to there is a call that starts at 8:00.
Oh, yes. We have an opportunity call right after this show. You'll see the link in the description on our page. If you like what you heard tonight, hop on the opportunity call, give you more information, more concise. You know what I'm saying? And we can get you started with this great opportunity. All right?
All right.
All right. Y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful night. I'll talk to you guys later.
It's time to increase your dime.
You got to do that better, man. Come on, man.
It's time do it one more time? To increase your dime.
Huh? No. Can you do it one more time, please?
You want me to sing it? I can sing it.
Come on, do it. Something.
Yo, I'm gonna rap it. You ready?
Hold on. Put you
it's time to increase your dime.
Come on, one more time.
You didn't have to show my face.
Come on, do it again.
it's time to increase your dime. That's it. That's all.
All right. All right, my good people. I'll see y'all next week, next Monday. Once again, this is the Change for Change podcast, and we out.